Hi, welcome to the second video in our video series, Forgiveness Fallacies. Today we're talking about the fallacy which says, forgive, but don't forget. So when I hear people talk about forgiveness, that comes up a lot. And I think when people say that, what they're intending to say is that they're not going to have hard feelings against this person who has hurt them, but they're going to store this incident away in their minds in order to learn the lesson of this incident. And because they're storing it as a lesson, they also keep a little bit of the pain intact because that's what drives home the lesson. From the perspective of the mental energy field, this makes a lot of sense. The mental energy field is about this world and how to navigate safely the world around us. So the mental energy field and the mind, which functions in the mental energy field, is always about collecting data and analyzing data and then coming up with strategies that will change our behaviors so that we don't get hurt again. That's the intention of the mind. It's a worthy intention. It's just that it doesn't really work. And that is because true wisdom and integration comes from the spiritual energy field, which is the much larger field around us, which is all about healing and expansion and abundance and miracles. So from the spiritual energy field, there is no reason to hold on to pain. Pain itself has no benefit after you've integrated the lesson. So if you have something happen to you you don't like and it causes you pain, the pain is like your no, right? And then you take the no and you follow it to the lesson, and your soul integrates the lesson, and you no longer need the pain because it's already served its purpose. So when you look at trying to live our lives and learn our lessons from the perspective of the spiritual energy field and from the perspective of the mental energy field, I think it's a good idea to use an analogy. So the analogy I want to use is learning how to ride a bike. So from the perspective of the spiritual energy field, when you learn to ride a bike, sure, you fall off the bike, you skin your knee, you get bruises, you get angry and frustrated. But once you know how to ride the bike, you don't remember those lessons anymore. Those parts of the lesson are set aside because you don't have to remember that you fell off the bike 15, 30, 60 times because now your body knows how to ride a bike. You have the skill. There's no benefit to holding on to the mistakes you made beforehand. And so that creates an experience of freedom. Once you've got the lesson, you let go of that pain. You don't need it any longer. But learning from the perspective of the mental energy field applied to riding a bike reminds me of a TV show I saw once, which was about an adult learning to ride a bike. He was in the park on the bike, and he kept focusing on a tree that he was trying not to run into, but because he kept focusing on it, he kept steering toward the tree, right? He's focusing on the tree to avoid the tree, but because he's focusing on the tree, he runs into the tree. So of course it was a comedy and it was very funny to watch, but that actually is how the mental energy field functions. It focuses on all these lessons to try to avoid the thing happening, but because it keeps carrying the pain keeps anchoring it into the same behaviors. So it means well, but the mental energy field simply doesn't have the capacity for wisdom, which to actually make our lives different and freer. So that's why it doesn't really serve us to remember that someone hurt us in the sense of learning your lesson, keeping on to pain, trying to, change your life. It makes sense to experience the thing you don't want, to say no to it, to release the pain, and to trust your soul to make the necessary adjustments and to just flow into your life naturally. Now, I think you can probably see how this has happened in your past if you notice as you've matured, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, that you can tell your soul naturally sort of guides your life in different directions. Maybe you have certain people who fall out of your life and you don't really draw people like them anymore. You're drawing different kinds of people into your life. And that's your soul kind of molding your life organically, bringing into your life people who match you. And when you are not burdened by these lessons and this pain, you are free to just naturally move in abundance and healing and experience these relationships in a way that feels much closer to what you actually want. So that is why I think it is a fallacy to say it's a good idea to forgive but not forget. I think if we want to live the lives we are designed to live from the perspective of our soul, then it makes sense for us to release every bit of pain we can, and to let every mistake we made, every pain that was brought to us after it's been acknowledged and released and integrated, let it go, so that we are free every day to come to the world with innocent eyes, not naive eyes, because the soul is always learning, but innocent eyes, eyes that say anything is possible for me today. I'm willing to encounter something completely new and discover something completely new and be someone who is optimistic and looking for miracles and looking for adventure and abundance. And I think that you can only do that when you are pain-free. So that is my lesson for today. I hope you'll join me next week for our third video in the series. See you then. Bye.